Hi, David. It's Michelle and David's show today. How exciting. We finally got together to do our live. How are you today?
I'm doing just great. How are you, Michelle?
Doing really good. I have been so excited with having you here, and this isn't your normal day. So thank you for coming in.
Yeah, it's always a treat to be here. This is a wonderful place. I'm so glad we connected.
Me too, because you do some of my most favorite work, because you do cranial-sacral work, and you're excellent at it.
Well, thanks for the compliment.
Compliment. This is not, I know good cranial when I get it, because I too was a massage therapist. I wanted to do the nice energetic work, the nice release, the cranial sacral, the healing for touch, all that good stuff. And my work was much more deep and more profound, but you're really, really awesome. So this is from one professional to another. Thank you for such a great session.
Well, I like to do wide range of ages. I work with infants all the way up to as old as you can get. So I don't have any specific age group I work with. I see people that have migraines. I see people that have trouble with relationships. I see people that have spinal surgery, brain surgery. So a whole wide range of patients.
Do you do babies that are newborn?
The newborn cranial sacral is really fascinating because sometimes newborns don't pick up nursing right away, or their bonding is kind of weak, and it really helps with bonding. And you work with the mother and the child together.
That's
and sometimes the dad. The last one I worked with, the dad was the wild card, because the dad and the baby were kind of, the baby was like a mini me of the dad. And they looked just alike, and their spirits were so similar. And the baby was only a few months old. But the mom was stressing out because the baby was constantly had to be touching her, or he'd start screaming. And she couldn't figure out what to do. Even though she liked it, she had to work, so, and she brought him to work with her. And so the solution ended up being that the dad did have the power to take over for the mom, because they were so close, the infant and the dad. And so he was the type that could work wherever. So he went to his wife's workplace and spelled her with the baby. And that was pretty cool.
That is really cool, because the bonding is huge in all of us. And I happen to know that cranial sacral, we can't bond with people if we're not in sync with our own spiritual self. And cranial sacral helps bring that to balance, right?
Yeah, it's funny because the longer I do cranial sacral, the more it seems like sound therapy, because it is a vibration that you pick up with the client. And that's basically it in a nutshell, is that you are able to pick up their vibration with their own spine. And by picking it up on my end, it triggers them to pick it up on their end. And that's really the sum total of what you do.
Well, having 3 spinal injuries myself, I got to tell you, it was challenging before the work that we did together for me to get a complete night's sleep. And I may wake up periodically, like just kind of while I'm rolling over, but I'm not up for 2 or 3 hours because my back is spasming because I haven't moved all night. So you really opened it up for me and helped me move through that pain cycle that I had been in. So I want people to know that this is not just a spiritual thing, but it's also a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual work that you're doing.
Yeah, the cranial sacral opens up the patient's consciousness of the spine, and that opens up the spine literally, so that the fluid circulates more easily, and the nerves get a little bit more relaxed, and the vertebrae get a little bit more greased up, and it all works. And it's all because the unconscious mind remembers that rhythm from before birth. So
And the beauty of it is it's also where the fires of the Kundalini lie, waiting to be lit to go up our chakra. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. It's using the same yoga type energy that is with Kundalini or any pranayama, yoga meditation or breath meditation. It's using that same energy.
and
And
the same zero tube.
yeah, that's right.
Energy up.
And another thing I do is I work with the four elements, fire, water, earth, and air. And those elements are really strong in Albuquerque because we have the big Rio Grande River and the mountains, and the sun is out most days. So these natural forces are able to participate in the healing. Because as long as you're aware that they're there, they like being noticed, and they'll pay you back with helping you.
Do I recognize a little fellow animist? I believe we're both a little animistic.
Yeah, that's true. So true.
Oh, if we're not connected, what are we doing here? I mean, I find that people who don't recognize that they should be connecting are often the ones that have that inner fear and anger. And again, they need to come see you.
Yeah, we're not taught to connect with the four elements. We're not taught to connect with other people even. We're taught to stay in a box and do as we're told. And that only works so far, not very far at all. But the more open you are, the more at one you are with the natural forces and everybody else. And it's scary, but it's far preferable to be open than it is to be stuck in the box.
Can you imagine our poor parents and grandparents and forefathers, how very stuck they must have been? Oh, and how we must have been stuck too, because we were.
At least they ate more natural food, though.
There is that, and they probably connected a little better to earth than we do.
And those of them that lived on the land had a big advantage too.
That's true too. That's true too. So let me ask you this. I know that you do Cranio-Sacral, but you also do
Aura-Transformation.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
My brain is fried. Tell us a little bit about that, because that's the next level up.
Yeah, Aura-Transformation was started by Annie Senoff, who's Danish. And it was started about the year 1994 or 5. It was right after the indigo population started happening. So the aura system that we have is for older people older than 28 years old, is called the old time system. And then from 28 to about 25, 24, that system is the indigo system, aura system. It's also a chakra system at the same time. And then the younger people, starting especially in 2012, have a crystal aura system. And the difference between the three systems, the old time system is very delicate, and it's like tissue paper. It's built for another era. And the modern communications like the internet or TV, they assault that old aura system, punch holes in it, it decays, and you get like fibromyalgia, or you get chronic fatigue or you get other maladies. The newer,
Lady syndrome.
yeah, yeah. And the newer aura system that the kids have, the young people have, the crystal system, it's more like titanium. It's like bulletproof. It can withstand the media. It can withstand the internet. It can withstand 5G. Although I wouldn't recommend living with 5G Wi-Fi if you didn't have to. But it's much more robust and designed for this new age we're living in. And luckily, everyone, even the older people, have the crystal aura system as a program that's not executed in their DNA. So I am able to help them execute it and boot it up and run it, even though when they were born at the time, they couldn't do that.
So let me ask you a question. Because I believe healers should obviously be taking advantage of this type of work. The aura transformation, especially the healers, because they're dealing with a lot of different energies.
Yeah.
But it's a 2-day process. And I was curious, is it like, because it's 5 hours over 2 days, do they have to be present here in the center?
Yes. Yes. As a matter of fact, I have a client coming in from Chicago in a couple of weeks. And I'm the only one in the West, except for one person in California, or 2 in California. I'm the only other person in the West who is an aura mediator. So there's not very many people doing this. So often my clients have to travel. But they have to be here in person for it. And it is 2 sessions. One is 2.5 to 3 hours, the first one. And in that session, the old aura system is removed and replaced with the new one. And then in the second session, which is usually the next day or the next week, it's a balancing session to get the body and mind used to the new aura system.
You know, I so want that done, and I will get that done somewhere down the road. Because I really believe that, and please, you're the expert, correct me if I'm mistaken, but the auric field is where we contain our thoughts and what we draw toward us and what we're bringing through. And if we're stuck in those old paradigms with that old energy, you're going to be repeating patterns that are not worthy of this higher frequency or this higher thought process that we're to shift into a higher awakening. I hear a lot of people talking about what level of dimension they're on. And I'm finding that while I appreciate them thoroughly, I believe that, if we're stuck in that tired system, if we're not clearing that, and what you're doing is very different than if somebody were to just go get some energy work done. This is a whole level. It's the next leveling up, maybe 2 or 3 levels up. Am I correct?
Yeah, what Annie taught, and she passed away a couple years ago, but what she taught, and she did teach me personally, I was one of the few people that was lucky enough. The body and mind are integrated, and we're here in a body on purpose. So what you say about all the other dimensions is correct. There's at least 13 more dimensions, or 13 dimensions beyond the 3 dimensions. But in order to understand and integrate the other dimensions, your body has to be strong. And in order for your body to be strong, your auric field has to be strong. Because as you say, it's what connects the body to the other dimensions. And it is a real thing. It's not just energy. It's energy that's specific to us, our personal, Michelle, you have your own energy field. And what Annie taught was that you have no business allowing other people to mess with it, that you have your own energy on deposit with all your friends, with all the places you've lived, with your workplace, and you can draw on your own energy and bring your energy level up, and you don't have to use other people's energy to do that. And the idea of keeping your own energy for yourself is that it's cleaner, and it allows you to kind of swim in this aura of your own making that is, I like to think of it as like a geometric construct, with your body being the center, your physical body, and your limbs and your mind and your various parts of your body extend out into the auric field, like a line would extend out, or a triangle, or a
Right.
square, and you're actually connected to this auric field in a real substantial way. Even though you can't see it, it's maybe even more important than the rest of your body. And it's there, it exists. And
I have a question right there. Yeah. Is there anybody you would not recommend this work for?
yes, there's several kinds of people. For one, unfortunately, if you're doing anti-depressants or anti-anxiety medication, those medications work by disconnecting your body from your mind. And that's antithetical to this aura transformation, because you're connecting your body to your mind. So you can't have both at one time. It just doesn't work.
So if they connect their body to their mind, can they get off the anti-anxiety or the antidepressant?
Well, now that you mention it, that's one of my specialties, is helping people get off. Now, some people need to be on those medications because they simply can't cope, and they have no tools, no mechanism to cope. But
Right.
if they find that they're on it year after year, and the acute reason for it is gone, the trauma that caused them to get on it is finished, then, and they want to get off, this is a perfect way to do it.
Awesome. Awesome. So I know that your client's going to be coming in soon, so I want to get the important information out there. I want to go online and I want to check to see. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to hit the wrong button. So what we're going to do is I will go back in, and since you're sitting in here, if there's any questions y'all have for David, put them in the comments and he'll come back in and answer your question. But what I wanted to let people know is that it's really reasonable to come in and get some craniosacral work done. It's $70 for 90 minutes.
Yeah, $70 for 90 minutes.
I wish you'd throw in a massage with that too, but I'll tell you what, that would be heaven. Just kidding. Just kidding. And what is the aura transformation?
It costs $600, but
Yeah,
it comes with 2 sessions, total 5 hours, and almost unlimited phone support. I mean, there's one person that is taking advantage of the phone support so much that I had to cut them off, but they had at least a couple hundred hours on there. So
wow.
It's pretty much unlimited phone support.
Yeah, but we're hoping that they don't need 100 hours.
Yeah, some people don't need any phone support, but if you do, you get it. No charge.
That's wonderful. So they can reach you now. We've got your website. You're up in the Resonant Essentials website under the practitioners tab. We will be having you, if anybody's interested in David's work, he works Saturdays. Do you have a set schedule? Do you like, what are your hours that you prefer?
10 to 5 on Saturday.
Okay, cool. So you can go ahead and book with David now. And he is here on Saturday and he can flex on the occasional Sunday or Monday on it if need be or no.
Yeah, definitely. If at all possible, we can fit it in. Yes, Sunday or Monday would be great.
As long as the time's open in the center. Thank you, David, for giving everybody such eloquent information, because you're always clear and concise and one of the things I most admire about you is you're very well educated in the field of healing. So you're very articulate. So thank you.
One thing I wanted to add about aura transformation. The other people that wouldn't want an aura transformation is somebody who doesn't want to take hold of their life and find out who's good for them and who's bad for them, and what work is good for them and what work is bad for them, and what place to live is good and bad, because it's going to exaggerate your circumstance so that you're going to be able to tell for sure who your friends are and for sure who your enemies are. So if you don't want that awareness, don't get an aura transformation.
Run! The grocery store's filled with aliens. I gotta go. I'm joking. I'm joking. Who wouldn't want that? Because it would save us a lot of drama.
Yeah.
But that's me. I do realize that some people prefer not to find out that the person they've been married to forever and a day is probably not who they should have been married to forever and a day.
There's a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth in that.
David, thank you so much for talking with me today.
Thank you, Michelle.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Remember, put your comments or questions in the box and we will check them here in a few minutes. Bye for now.